Hey guys, it's TechRain here and welcome back to another PC build video. Today we are building my friend a new gaming PC. That is right. Now you might be wondering, why are we actually upgrading his PC? Well, if you guys don't know, he's currently using a laptop that he got from his brother. Now his brother originally had this in 2017 and he of course upgraded to a PC in 2020, then gave that laptop to of course his brother who has it now. It's now 2024 and it's 7 years old. Now of course with new games coming out nowadays, they are much more demanding, and of course that laptop is really not holding its own. Like, yeah, he can play simulation games and stuff like that, like Farm Simulator, Truck Simulator, and those kind of things, but I want him to be able to play the modern games with actually just what he needs. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be the most insane gaming PC, but just has to have enough power to get the job done, and that's what we're building here today. Because if you guys do not know, one of the few original goals for the tech channel was actually, first of all, like, of course, hit 100,000 on it. The second goal was actually to help my friend get his new PC because he's using a laptop, and I thought it'd be cool, you know, to give him a new PC and be a bro and just hooking up with the good shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we're exactly doing here today, and I'm super excited. Now, this might be the fanciest PC in the world, and it doesn't have to have the most modern specs. I will say this though, I wish we were able to throw in a 4060 or 3060, but we don't have the budget for that. So yeah, we have $600 to work with, and let's get into specs. For our CPU, we went the Ryzen 5 4500. This is a 6-core 12-thread CPU at a price of $79. Now keep in mind though, we did actually get this slightly cheaper from Micro Center for $75, so like a $4 difference, but honestly it doesn't matter because this CPU is gonna be great with our actual GPU. For our motherboard, we're going with the Gigabyte B450M actual motherboard. This is actually Wi-Fi included, 1 gig Ethernet, and only costs us $90, and it's such a good board for the price for everything that you need. Just has the essentials, so that's all that really matters. Now keep in mind, for the CPU cooler, we're going with the Wraith Stealth cooler that comes with this actual CPU, which costs absolutely nothing. It's gonna be part of it, and of course be more than enough to cool down our 6-core 12-thread CPU. For storage, we want the Samsung 980 Pro SSD. This has got great reads and writes, and it's also 1 terabyte of actual storage. I would never honestly build a PC with less than like 1 terabyte because like games nowadays need at least 1 terabyte of boot storage, and only cost us $98. So this will be a great boot drive. For RAM, we got ourselves the G.Skill 16 gigabyte kit. This is 36 megahertz with CL16 latency, which is pretty nice. Now I would have gone with like 36 megahertz for actually the Ryzen CPU, but since this is the one we have on hand, we're just gonna use this. Now, for actual power supply, we got the Thermaltake 700 watt wide 80 plus power supply. This is only $55, which is of course a great power supply with actually 700 watts. I've had no issues with this power supply in multiple PCs, so yeah, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. For our GPU, we went with the RTX 3060. Now this is the 6 gig model. Of course, most PCs nowadays, you want to have at least 8 gigs of actual VRAM on board, but since we don't have the 8 gig model, we just went the 6 gig model. This is from another PC build I've had in the past, and it's something I got in the aftermarket for, was it like $175? You of course can find this cheaper. I wouldn't really pay more than $175. If you can, get this at 160 to 150, that's your best bet, but this GPU will be perfectly good. For the PC case, we went with the Monotech ARGB case. You guys don't know, I've been using this for multiple PC builds in the past here. It's only $65, which is pretty crazy for what comes with it. Has 3 intake fans of 120 millimeter. Of course, they're ARGB, which is pretty nice. And it has 1 exhaust fan on the back too. So that comes with 4 fans for $65. So this will be able to keep our system perfectly cool. So let's get into the build process. Okay, the first thing we gotta do is install our CPU onto our motherboard. So what we're gonna do is literally just pop the socket on over. And the big thing we wanna keep in mind is that little triangle on the actual board, we wanna line up the gold triangle on our actual CPU. So you can see there's a gold triangle right here. What we're gonna do is take our CPU, if I can ever pull it on out, and we wanna just line it up into the border here, make sure it perfectly matches, and you should just see it slip on in like so, which is awesome. And all we have to do now is just close the lever. You wanna just push this on down, and with that, our CPU is installed. So next thing we need to do is install a RAM, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the 2 and 4 slots. So here we go, we wanna open the 2 gray ones, and the reason why we do this is because these are the slots you wanna install your RAM in properly. We wanna line up the tooth of actually our RAM, which you can see right here, with actually the tooth on the motherboard, and we should be able to just flip this way, we just point backwards, and we're gonna line up the tooth, put it in both sides, and we should just push it on in. We should hear click when it pops in, which is awesome. We're gonna do that on both sides, that's good. Then we're gonna grab the other RAM, install it into our 4 slot, and just line on in. Of course, at the tooth, gonna point in the exact same direction. So there we go. Our RAM is installed on our motherboard. Now for the M.2, what we wanna do is take our little screwdriver. We wanna go to the M.2 slot right here and actually uninstall the screw that's there. That though, we don't wanna lose this, so just set it somewhere safe for the time being.
Then we're gonna grab our M.2. And what we wanna do is take the tube of the M.2, match it with the motherboard right here, which you can see. We're just gonna push that on in, slip it on in like so. With that though, our M.2 is installed. And what we wanna do is take our screw and also screwdriver from earlier. So what we're gonna do is take one of our fingers, push it on down. And we're gonna do the other one. We're gonna take the screw, line it up on the actual socket, and then screw in our M.2 into the board. With that, our M.2 is perfectly installed, so now we install this actual into our case. So a big thing we have to do with this actual case is uninstall the rear fan before we start on our motherboard, because this actual thing is in the way and it makes it impossible to install the I/O shield if the actual fan is installed. So let's uninstall this real quick. Now usually there would be 4 screws of this on each corner, but I've already done this in the past in this case, so nothing to worry about. We also need to open the backplate too to uninstall the actual, what's it called? Cables that connect to this fan hub, because this case does have one. Now usually there would be a plug right here, right there, but since it's already been unplugged in the past and I used this for multiple videos, it's not exactly there. So if you were, you can install that, but you just pull a fan through like so and set that to a side somewhere. Now we install our I/O shield. So for the I/O shield, we want to make sure that the edges are pointing outward, which you can see here, and we're going to just take the I/O shield, slip it on in, and push it on both sides. And do the same thing on the other side now. And push it on top, and that our I/O shield is now perfectly installed. So now that our I/O shield is installed, all we have to do is grab our motherboard like so. We're going to grab it from the actual plate here, and what we're going to do is take the I/O, line up with the actual board on the bottom from an angle, and we're just gonna slip it on in. Oh, I have it the wrong way. I installed the I/O shield the wrong way. I need to flip it real quick. Now that that's fixed, I can install it. So what we're gonna do is line it on up the board at an angle, slip it on in. Okay, slip it just right. You should see the headers actually match the opposite side like that. And now what we need to do is grab our screws for the motherboard and screw it actually into these slots. As you can see, this right here, one there, 2 over here, and there's 1 on the bottom, and so we're just going to do that real quick. Now before we install our cooler, we need to make sure that actually place a little bit of thermal paste. We don't need to place too much, just like a dip of it on top like that, and we're perfectly good for thermal. So what we're going to do is take the actual I/O plate that came with the actual motherboard, and we're going to just line this on up back here. So the next thing we're going to do is take our cooler and then just make sure to line the dips with actually the cooler itself. Have the cooler pointed towards the RAM for actually the logo, which you can see here. Coolers, RAM's pointing to the logo. Line up the actual things. Grab a Phillips screwdriver and start screwing in all 4 sides evenly. With that, the cooler is installed, so all we want to do now is take this actual fan header, and usually I would plug it into the fan header up top for the CPU fan, but we're placing it onto the system fan header because we actually need to use the top one for actually the fan hub that goes with it, because it's too short, so it needs to reach the top first. So what we'll do now is just plug in all our cables real quick. I have a separate video on that if you guys are interested in how to plug everything in for our motherboard properly, which I'll have that video linked down below. So the next thing to do is install our GPU. Got it here. We're going to install into the 2 and 4 sockets of the brackets. So we're just going to line that up real quick. Once we have that line up, all we have to do is push it on in. And with that, our GPU is installed, and now we just plug in the PCIe cable for it, and we're good to go. So let's go test the system. Okay, moment of truth. Will it boot? I have everything plugged in properly. We're getting power to the GPU, things on. So what we're gonna do. Oh, that's a good sign. Okay, looks like it worked. It looks like we got the motherboard, the boot of everything. Seems to be perfectly fine, so let's just test real quick. Okay, the first game we're testing is Apex Legends. I have the settings right now maxed out all the way on high. The only thing we don't have is, of course, the VRAM on like 8 gigs because we can only do 6 gigs with it, but still, it doesn't really particularly matter. We're hitting a pretty good FPS. We're not hitting anywhere near 200 or 240, which is like my rated for my monitor, but still, it's pretty good. I'm gonna just like play for a little bit, see how it feels and stuff. Then afterward, we'll do optimized settings for this game so we get the best FPS possible. And I have my touch shift enabled. My hipfire is atrocious. Okay, we won't talk about that. We'll be running the game now for a little bit for our GPU. It is getting a little bit in the hot side. Nothing too insane though. We're not really hitting that much FPS like I said earlier, but honestly it doesn't particularly matter too much. But Then again, with the GPU being a single fan, I'm not expecting it to like be in the 60s to 70s. I expect it to be in the consistent like 80s. If it's in the 90s, then it gets kind of a problem. But thankfully, that doesn't seem to be actually the case with it. But I'm curious to see now, like, how does this actually look when we actually have it on optimal settings, if that makes sense? Instead of it having on everything on high, we have it like actually balanced on out. So what we'll do is optimize the settings, set everything on low for like the best setting possible for Apex. So we do everything here and do that, set it to 3 gigs, and then we should be able to apply that, and we should gain a lot more FPS. Usually with Apex you can gain double the FPS if you set on best settings possible. So we almost hit 200 FPS per second there. We're not averaging like the 110, the 170 anymore. We're now averaging around like 115 plus, which is pretty nice to see. So it's not extremely as low as it was earlier. So that is good. First, gotta be a fuse. Never play these doors because these damn fuses. Of course, yeah. But you can see right there, we're definitely hitting way more FPS compared to earlier. And I cannot seem to catch a break for versing these fuses though. Okay, the next game we're testing is Fortnite. Now, first of all, we have the FPS on unlimited, and of course I have the settings for this game set on low to start off with because I don't think there's any reason to play this any other than on low. But of course we'll test out that first and then we'll go on to high. I just know with Fortnite, like, it's very demanding on like high settings, and honestly I'm not entirely sure how or why Fortnite's always been one of those games that it just keeps getting like more and more demanding. I always feel like I'm benchmarking it wrong too, which doesn't help. So it's a little bit starty right now, which you can probably tell. I don't think this GPU is gonna be like too insane for Fortnite on low settings, but I'm expecting it to at least hit over, let's say 60 to 80 FPS. So that's gonna be low balling it, to say the very least. But we're looking pretty good on the battle bus itself. Usually if it's like really high up and stuff, it'll like drop your FPS, but you can see we're dropping now. We're losing a lot but gaining a lot. Once we get to the ground, we'll probably see our FPS start stabilizing more than 60. We're gonna get kitted, and there's actually no gun. Amazing, we'd love to see it. I'm being very sarcastic if that wasn't obvious. We got a pump, pretty good. So on the ground, we're hitting more than 150 FPS right now, which is pretty nice. It's a little bit laggy, and I think that's just because like when you drop in Fortnite, when you play Fortnite the first few times, it seems very laggy. And I'm not entirely sure why it's like that, but this is 100% playable. Besides the micro starters, those just kind of warm up the game. And our GPU isn't too hot either. We're hitting over 120 to 130. There's a lot of people nearby, and of course I have a shotgun, so I'm gonna pray that I get a different gun. And I got a banana, and I also got a Glock. Amazing. Oh, that's the first kid, is it? Oh, what the hell is this? Okay, that pistol is not a pistol. It's like a Revy almost. Oh, okay. This thing's actually pretty good. This like weird marksman with the thermal. Honestly, not a bad weapon. What does banana do? That's my question. Oh, it's significantly way more movement, I guess. So I'd say Fortnite on low settings is definitely doable. My question now is, if we put this on high, how much more FPS will we lose, and like what will it look like? So let's try that real quick. We're changing this to, I guess we'll just do Epic. I don't think this is a good idea whatsoever. There's no reason to ever play Fortnite on Epic, but just for sake, we're gonna do it. Do we craft our game? Oh, I was about to say no shot with craft your game. So we're now on Epic settings. We are no longer hitting over 100 FPS. The game looks significantly way better. The game's kind of stuttering right now because I think it's just kind of getting warm to being so much more change. So yeah, it's like around a 70 at low and 90s at high, but like you're not getting more than 100 FPS on this one whatsoever. So we'll just give it a few more minutes while we just go find those kids we shot earlier. Okay, good.
Oh my god, this what is this gun? The thing I'm using right now is actually kind of insane. It's like really close. They're right over here. Dude, this thing is so strong. It should not be like that. Use to crack somebody. Oh my god, this thing is busted, bro. This should not be a weapon. I'm gonna. Oh, hold on. Okay, this pistol thing should not be that strong. Okay, we're gonna keep the FPS on low because there's no reason to play Fortnite on actually high. No shot, bro. The first person I find is a real player. He just melts me. The next game we're testing is Valerant. Everything on low settings because there's no reason to play on high. I've done this take like 6 or 7 times now because the secure boot thinks it's a stupid thing the Valerant has up where I have to go on my BIOS to fix that. That's taken care of now until it crashes again. We'll see what happens to that though. Oh, nice shot by Deadlock. Oh, she's tapped. She's tapping. Oh, it's our teammate. I'm about to say.
I don't have smoke for this. I just put them on the other side. Nice.
Okay.
Breach on the left.
Okay, I just somehow didn't gum it there. Probably walking my way. Dude, I barely missed him! The PC turned out very good, so all we have to do now is deliver it to my friend and actually surprise him. Luckily, I came out with a game plan yesterday. If you guys did not know my brother's graduation, he came over to hang out with us to celebrate it. And of course, I was talking to his brother organizing this. So they're having their Mother's Day lunch. He's going to let me know when actually they're done with the lunch that I'm going to test my best friend and say, hey, he left something at the party yesterday. You see what I'm saying with this? And it's going to be so freaking fun. I can't wait to see his reaction. Pretty good. Your day going good, dude?
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice, nice. How was the Mother's Day dinner?
It was nice. Went pretty well.
That's good to hear. Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you just remove that piece of paper that cloth right there?
This one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait, can you just do that for me?
Dang. That's crazy.
I got you a new PC and stuff like that. You want to go set it up, bro?
Sure.
The first boot. You ready?
I guess it's this, right?
Yeah, it's definitely that one.
Do I need to hold it?
Oh, I think I forgot to turn this on. Hold up.
Oh, you're good.
Oh
yeah.
I forgot.
Alright, now it's the time.
What?
Or is it this button?
I think I didn't turn on that now. Okay,
yeah,
there we go.
Organized.
I was concerned for a second there. I was like, wait a minute.
Ready?
Yeah. You ready for this?
3, 2, 1. Dang. That was really sick. That was really cool.
Dude, this is probably one of the nicer builds, and I love that case so much.
Thanks,
Dude,
man.
no problem, man.
Really nice.
Dude, it's honestly
I like
so
the
good.
style a lot.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was like not too like intrusive, but it was like matte black, so like it looks good. That's gonna be a big thing with it.
Honestly.
Yeah, and especially I got Wi-Fi on it, so I know your whole area has only like Wi-Fi. There is Ethernet, so that way if you want to connect it that way you can. Yeah, I got the Wi-Fi antennas too, so it'll be fast. Then you got the PSU just in case of a power outage go out. You won't have to worry about that going down on you, which is pretty nice. Like that thing was like $60. The PC altogether was like $600. But honestly, it's for the boys, so that's all that matters.
I'm really excited.
Let's try gaming on it, I guess.
Yeah, sure, we can try it out.
I just know this is gonna be like a big upgrade compared to like your laptop because that was like a GT was a 1050 Ti, right? And then it also had like an i7 700 was 7700K, which was like a 4-core 8-thread CPU, which is not bad, but it's kind of showing its age now, which you told me for like gaming.
Yeah, it's been getting a little slow recently, especially like there's any games that are intense like Minecraft and stuff.
Yeah, that's a bad sign of Minecraft.
Like racing games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. As soon as you told me it was like racing games and Minecraft, I'm like, if it's not able to handle at least Minecraft, there's a problem with that. I just know though the simulation games though, this thing will be able to easily crush it.
Yeah, that would be sweet. I like the music in this event.
Yeah, all the music in Terraria slaps, especially like the Calamity.
made it even better.
Really?
Yeah, Calamity music is insane. Dude, we should definitely try to run up Calamity since you got this new PC now.
That would be really fun. I would be down to try it.
Yeah, we should definitely run up because this PC would be able to easily crush it too.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize I was standing
Damn.
still.
Gotcha, bro.
Well, I made the wave 9 with ease.
Well, final result, Colin. Do you feel like this PC is able to handle all your needs now?
I think so, yeah. I'm hyped to try it out. Download
Sweet.
some more games.
Bet. I'm glad to hear, man. And we'll definitely have to run it up with some stuff like CS again when we get back into
Yeah.
that. Do Calamity and a few other things.
CS lagged a lot on my laptop, so that'll be nice.
So Colin's PC turned out pretty good and he's very happy with the results, and I'm just so excited for him so that we can actually like be able to game some newer games when they come out, because he told me he wasn't able to play Fortnite, Apex, and all this other jazz, and he hasn't been gaming a whole lot recently. And I wouldn't be surprised at the fact that the reason why he wasn't gaming was because of his laptop, or was lacking that power to actually game to play the things he wants to play. Because he told me when he was playing racing games, by the time he got to like the final lap, it would crash his thing and he wouldn't be able to completely do it, which that's a very bad indicator of how old his laptop was. So I'm so glad to hook him up with that new actual PC. And I just want to say this would not be possible without your guys' support. Thank you everyone who has been subscribing to the tech channel and stuff like that. And it's honestly just been a blast to be able to make tech videos on this kind of stuff and share my experiences with you guys, whether it be PC building, reviewing of products, or anything like that. I am very much grateful to everyone's support. And yeah, maybe we'll do a video later down the line where we upgrade his PC again to give him even more better specs. I don't know. We'll do something with that. I feel like that's something we should definitely think about. But yeah, thank you guys again for supporting the channel. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to smash the like button, get subscribed, and I'll see you guys from now on. Tech Grant out.